And hello everyone, welcome to another vlog. Today I'm back in Cambridge. As you can see, I arrived and moved in yesterday, but it's now very early this morning and I'm off on rowing camp, which is very exciting, and it's in Spain for a week in a place called Mequinenza, which is like about a 2-hour drive outside of Barcelona. There's a big river there. I thought it was going to be hot because Spain, you know, and then it turns out it's actually going to be very cold this time of year. But still, it's going to be a great week. I'm going to improve my coxing skills because if you didn't know, I cox, so I don't do any of the exercise. I don't actually row. I sit at the front of the boat and then I shout the rowers steer the boat. Anyway, it's going to be a really fun week. We're flying out to Barcelona. We're getting a taxi to the station, so I'm just about to head down and meet the group that I'm getting a taxi with in like 10 minutes time, so I'm going to whiz off in a moment. And yeah, it should be really fun. I'm really excited. We got a plane from London Stansted Airport to Barcelona Airport. It was quite a short plane journey, only just over 2 hours. I had a great time though. I had some food on the plane. None of the group were sitting together because you had to pay extra for tickets to sit together, and let's face it, we're students, we're not wasting money on that. The journey continued by coach from Barcelona to Mequinenza. I spent most of the coach journey catching up on sleep. I was very tired. Okay, so I've arrived in Spain. It's actually very cold and I'm regretting not packing many layers, but there you go, I'm here now. I'll make do with what I've got. The room is actually quite pleasant. There was a bit of an issue with electricity, but it's fine. It's all on now, we have light. Yeah, I'm excited for the week. Should be good. We had meals made for us in a restaurant next to the hostel every day. The food was basic and very carb heavy, but there was plenty of it. Good morning everyone. I'm ready to go out for the first outing of the week. It's just a short one. It's very cold outside. I've checked the weather and it's actually warmer in Cambridge right now than it is out here, so that's fun. But I've got my thermal layers on, so should be good. Here you can see where we boated from each day. One of the boats is out on trestles, all the blades are out. There were 2 pontoons where we pushed off from. And here is me coxing the women's crew of 8 on the first day. The setting was honestly spectacular. The river was massive and we had the whole expanse to ourselves. It was actually a reservoir built from a man-made dam in 1965. I had to be careful to steer away from submerged trees which had been flooded previously, because collision with a tree would not have been ideal for the boat. This video footage was taken from a launch, which is a motorised boat which the coach drove. The coach would go alongside us and shout at us through a megaphone each session.
Without shoulders so it's possible. Take your time, really slowly. Feel the seat moving, so don't get it under the wheel because you'll squeal. Feel.
Hello, so it's now the afternoon. The morning's been really good. We've already had 2 outings this morning. The first one was just static stuff, so where you're not rowing anywhere but the rowers all do drills. And then the second one was more technical outing. And then the third outing this afternoon is going to be a more work-based outing, so we'll do some race pieces. It's the session where the rowers will be working the hardest and hopefully applying the technical stuff we've been doing earlier in the day. I've currently got my cox box on charge in the bathroom because this needs charging up. This is what I use to amplify my voice over the boat. It's also quite a fancy new one, so that's exciting. It also gives the rate the rowers are rowing at, and you can also get the speed of the boat on the cox box, so they're quite useful really. Meanwhile, we've actually got a bit of a break till our next outing. Lunch is over and it's only just past 2, and the third and final outing of the day isn't until 3:30, so I've whipped out some of my physics work because I've got quite a bit to do still before term starts, and by the time I get back from rowing camp next week, it's not long before lecture starts, so it would be good if most of it can be done by the end of this week, so it's good that I've got some time. I'm just working in the room, in my room here, that I'm sharing with one other person. The only other workplace is in the restaurant where we eat in the evenings, and there's quite a lot of people down there, so it'll be a bit noisy. I know I probably wouldn't concentrate and I'd get distracted if I go down where everyone else is in the restaurant, so I'm just staying up here to do some work. Hopefully I'll have a nice time on the outing this afternoon and this evening. I'm feeling very well rested today just because I went to bed early last night, so I'm really pleased I did that. It is, however, freezing. I came up back to the room to take a layer off because I was thinking it's hot. The sun has come out today, which is great, and I have been wearing my sunglasses as well, rocking them. But I've come back up to the room and the room is freezing. Like, we've only got a mini heater. Let me show you. Here is our heater. It's not that great at heating up the room. The room gets a little bit cold, so I'm staying in my fleece. But it's okay. I didn't come for a glamorous holiday, did I? It's kind of roughing it, but having fun. So I've just realised the heater was on aircon mode, which is why it has been so cold in here. I was sitting here doing my work thinking, why is it so cold? I was trying to move the fan closer to me. I was still feeling freezing. Then I started to inspect it and was like, it is in fact blowing out cold air rather than hot air. And then I realised it was on the wrong setting. So it's all okay now. I've now got warm air blowing at me and I'm warming up slowly and still doing my work. It's very fun. For a couple of the morning sessions, it was extremely foggy, like you couldn't see the other side of the reservoir. I had fears of my boat drifting out off into the middle of the water and then not being able to find my way back. Scary times. Here are all the rowers doing their dynamic warm-up, which they did before every session. Luckily, it got sunny and the mist went away later in the day. Notice that the rowing blades are red and black, the Jesus colours. Every college in Cambridge has their own blade colours. The rowing continued throughout the week with 4 crews going out each day. In total, there were 12 men's side rowers, 12 women's side rowers, 4 coxes and 4 coaches on the camp, so we were all mixed around throughout the week. Each day had a different technical focus, and we concentrated on different parts of the rowing stroke. For example, one day was spent focusing on power application and the drive phase of the stroke, while another day was spent on how you place your blade and connect with the water. Often we'd do exercises such as only rowing with one arm, or even suspension drills where the rowers have to lift themselves off their seat by hanging off their handlebar. It may all sound rather confusing, but you pick it up really quickly. Most of the people on this rowing camp had only started rowing or coxing when they arrived at Cambridge. On Wednesday, we had the afternoon off and got to visit a nearby city called Zaragoza. It was nice to have a bit of a wander around, and we went to visit one of the cathedrals as well. It was, however, very blowy and windy that day. It was really cold. Although it looks sunny in these videos, it just really wasn't peak season to be in the city. It turns out it's quite quiet in Zaragoza this time of year, but nevertheless it was really nice to visit somewhere new and tick it off my list of places to visit. The most exciting part of the trip was the meal we had in the evening. There was pizza, chocolate fondue, actual vegetables. It was amazing after a week of basic food at the hostel. On Thursday morning in the skills session, our coach made us do the most terrifying challenge ever. All the rowers had to stand up, placing one foot on top of their blade handle, and it was a balance exercise, so the idea was to try and keep the boat balanced and avoid capsizing and anyone falling in. Miraculously, we just about managed it, but can I just assure you, it was so unsteady. And when the coach gestured for me, the cox, to stand up as well, I was like, oh my god, but at least we got the photo. That's pretty cool, right? Here's a group photo of all the rowers, coxes and coaches on one of the pontoons. Evening everyone. So, this afternoon has been interesting. We're nearing the end of the week now. Had a lovely time in Zaragoza yesterday afternoon. That was a really good afternoon off. Had a nice meal out. But anyway, this afternoon I was coxing the women's 8 crew, so it was a boat of 8. And as we were getting the boat out, for the last few days they've been trying this thing where they all step into the boat at once and push off with their other foot. So like it's like a simultaneous step into the boat and push off, and it's really cool, and when it works it looks cool, and all the actual professional crews do it instead of like just holding the boat and getting in one by one. but it all messed up today and 2 of the crew members fell in. One fell on their rigger and like broke part of the boat essentially, and another person managed to slam their hand down and injure their hand. And anyway, the water is freezing cold, so the 2 who were soaked had to go get a change of kit and obviously freezing. Anyway, we started rowing and thought, oh, the broken part of the boat will probably be okay and it'd be okay to row on. It wasn't too serious. Later on, we suddenly realised that it was like ripping the boat essentially. So there's a big, I don't know how to explain it, like the back bit of the boat has like split in 2. It's such a disaster. The boatman and head coach isn't too happy with us. He might be doing a quick fix today because we do have 1 more day of rowing left tomorrow, but it depends. So I don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow now, because I think it seems only fair since I was one of the 8 of us. No, one of the 9 people. I feel like we're all to blame because we shouldn't have attempted this high level push off. We should have just left it, and it was a mistake. I will take partial blame for that. It's only really fair that I'm the one who doesn't get to cox tomorrow. It depends whether the boat manages to have a temporary fix or not, so we'll see. Last early morning tomorrow. I'm getting up at like 6:30 each day because breakfast is at 7 and then our first session is at 8. But no, it has been a good week. It's just been a bit of a disastrous afternoon. On Friday, sure enough, I wasn't coxing that day because we had 2 rowers injured, and so we didn't have enough people to make up 4 boats. However, I saw it as the perfect opportunity to get some more vlog footage. So here we have the dynamic warm-up that the rowers had done many times by this point in the week. Here is everyone getting the blades and boats out at the start of the day for the first session as the sun rises. The first session of the day is a static session, so the rowers all do balance drills and don't actually row anywhere. The boat just stays still on the water. Here you can see the men's boat of 8 doing some roll-ups. See them take 3 taps and then rock their bodies over together, put their blades in. It's a test of balance, timing and control. The smallest movements can throw the whole boat off. Here you can see the gym on the right and the boathouse on the left where we kept our boats overnight. The Capri Club lets us use their facilities whilst we are in Mecanenza. Here is the inside of the gym where we typically went for debriefs and stretching after outings. Then after the first session of the day comes the most important part of the day, the coffee break. We all went and asked for a cafe con leche at the restaurant every day at about 9:30. We then had about an hour until the next session of the day, but on this particular occasion I wasn't going to the training session. I'll explain more. So hello everyone, I am sitting in the restaurant by myself at the moment doing some work because I've got the day off today. So yesterday obviously we had the disaster with the boat. We've got 2 rowers injured now. The boat has been fixed for the time being, but obviously we can't get 4 boats out at the moment, so I've not got a boat to cox, which is actually quite good because I've got quite a lot of work to do. So today I'm just sitting in the restaurant. Here it is, just me. Tonight we've got a party, so that'll be good, and to have my work done before that will be good. At lunchtime it was Tara's birthday, so the people in the restaurant kindly organised a cake for her and we all sung happy birthday. So I'm just about to head down for the last afternoon. There's a big race between the men's side and women's side. I'm going to be in the launch cheering on women's side. I can't wait, it's all very exciting. The sun's out. I'm going in the launch for the first time, so that's quite exciting. I've lost a glove, so I'm going to go search for that. And then we're de-rigging the boats and preparing to go home. I must say guys, there was a lot more space on the launch than in the cox's seat. A much more sophisticated way of travel. Here are the crews rowing up to the start line of the race. Everyone was feeling very competitive.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go!
Yeah, girls!
Yeah, Jesus!
Let's go for it! Woo!
And shortly after, the men's crew was started behind the women's crew. Obviously, the men's crew goes faster than the women's crew, so they needed a slight handicap to make things fair. As they got further into the distance, you can see the men's crew starting to catch up with the women's crew. To be honest, it's a little bit up in the air as to who won. The 3 launches followed behind so as not to churn up water, and you can still see the boat of 4 pushing on there as well. Then we got back and it was time for everyone to de-rig the boats and put them all on the trailer.
Hello everyone and welcome to the final night party.
Hey! Dinner on the final night was the same as usual, but we all had a drink as well to celebrate the end of the week. Then it was time for awards to be given out for achievements people had made over the week. And yes, you did hear right, I got an award for best parking, because yes, I'm a professional boat parker. Get me!
Okay, well on to the fines.
Someone's videoing us.
So, I believe that fines are coming to an end because everyone's going quiet. Everyone's sad about it. That's how it is. Okay, oh, I should explain that. Thank you. Fines are when people stand up, they clean their glass like this.
Fine if you've received the March Award and therefore have to legally receive any fines hereby directed at Matthew Marsh. And so it begins.
And basically you drink if you get a fine.
I just
There you go.
want to know.
This is called floor erging, where everyone sits in a line and rows on the floor. It's a lot of fun. The restaurant staff moved the tables to the side so we could have a bit of a dance floor for the final night party. We left the restaurant to go to a pub down the road where the party continued.
We're heading back to the hostel. It's the end of the night. It's a sad time because camp is coming to an end. We have got a flight home tomorrow. There's no key apparently. Watch behind me.
Hello is key.
Oh, we have a key and that's
Hello,
it.
Paige.
Good night everyone. Hello everyone. So as you can see, I'm back in my room in Cambridge. I am home. I got the plane back with the rest of the club today. It's good to be back, it's good to be home, it's those home comforts, you know. But I have had such a good week as well and I'm so sad it's over. Honestly, coxing on that large expanse of water, the views were amazing and it's going to be hard having to go back to the river cam now and having to deal with the narrow river and having to turn around all the bends. You just didn't need to have to worry about that one. You were out in this big reservoir. Starting coxing was honestly such a good idea and I'm so pleased I took it up at the start of my first year at uni because look at me now, a year later, and I'm going off to Spain with the boat club and coxing out there, and I've got races coming up this term. So yeah, I think I'm going to sign off here. I hope you've enjoyed the video and that you can see that coxing is so much fun, rowing is so much fun, and going on boat club camp to Spain is a lot of fun. Gotta get ready for term to start now. Wish me luck. Got a few days and then it's all go again and we're straight into a new term. So just gotta make sure I've got everything tied up from last term. But firstly, I'm gonna go to bed because oh my god, the party last night. I got 4 hours sleep last night in the end. 4 hours sleep and it is not enough. I have literally been half asleep all day. It was a good party. So thanks for watching. Give a like if you enjoyed. Please do subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload. Follow me on Instagram, that is the most important thing because I'm liking the Instagram at the moment, I really am. I'm loving it. Yeah, that's everything. See you soon. Bye.